Okay, we know how to now read the latitude scale and the longitude scale, and what we're going to do now is go ahead and put those skills to use by determining the latitude and longitude of a navigation aid. And specifically we're going to look at the Chesapeake light, which is right here. So to determine the latitude, essentially what we're going to have to do is be able to determine this line or remove that position over to the scale where we can read it, and we're expecting to see something about here. Now we always want to just rough eyeball what we think our answer is going to be, because before we get into the plotting tools and the techniques, we want to have an appreciation for what a correct answer would look like. So we were expecting something along the lines of 36 degrees, 54 minutes, and then some fraction of that. So something like that. And for longitude, let's go ahead and again we'll be coming down parallel to the outside of the chart, and we would expect our reading to lie somewhere in there. So yeah, we always want to take a look at the approximate area. So we're expecting our longitude to be something like 75 degrees, 40, 41, 42, a little bit more than 42 but less than 43 minutes. So we're looking at 075, 42, XX, and that's what we're expecting to see for our longitude. So we always want to have a rough estimate of the approximate position before we actually get involved in our plotting tools. So, but we need to be more accurate than this, but this just gives us an approximation. So let's look at the navigation aid, the Chesapeake light. And you can see that the name of it is Chesapeake light. It's a group flashing twice, so flash flash, and the period is 15 seconds. The height of the light is 117 feet. The nominal range of the light is 24 miles. It also has a horn, a radio beacon, and a raycon. So again, this is all the descriptive information about the light right here. Okay, now let's use our navigation plotting tools to get a more accurate position. And it doesn't matter if you do the latitude or longitude, and we're going to go over a few techniques here. First technique we'll use is with our compass. So if I place one end on the navigation aid, and what I want to do is I want to swing an arc down to the closest reference line. So here we go, I have a parallel of latitude right here, and you can see I'm swinging my arc. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. Swinging the arc, and what I want to do, swinging the arc, and at the bottom of the arc, when it first touches that reference line, I don't want to go past the reference line, I don't want to be shy of the reference line, just be directly on the reference line. Then I know that that's the distance from the reference line up to the navigation aid. And then at that point, what I'm going to just do is transfer this distance over to the latitude scale. So transfer the distance over to the latitude scale, and you can see that it's right above the 54, so it's going to be 36 degrees, 54 minutes, and then you can see if I just make a little tick mark right there, I can pull my dividers away, and I see it's 54.1, 0.2, 0.3. So that's going to be latitude of 36 degrees, 54.123 minutes north. So that's the latitude of the Chesapeake light. Now let's look at the longitude. Now I'm put my dividers on the Chesapeake light, and I notice that the reference line that I want to use is not printed where I need it to be, and that's just a function of there's a compass rose there, so they elected not to put the reference line all the way through because it would muck up the compass rose and make the area a little bit too cluttered. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in where the reference line is, where it should be. So now I have a reference line. I measure the distance from the navigation aid to the reference line, and I just take it down to the bottom of the longitude. Right, so all I did was came right down here, came down that meridian, and I can put a small tick mark. Put a small tick mark, and now I just have to read it off. So it's going to be 75 degrees. So longitude 075 degrees. 40, 41, 42, decimal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minutes west. And that's the longitude of the Chesapeake light.